Jeetu, thank you for taking the time.
Navin, it's a pleasure to be with you.
Great. So what are some of the use cases you are seeing? Your products get used everywhere. Like, I agree with you, the penetration is early, but what are some of the use cases you are seeing that people are beginning to use these AI technologies above and beyond cutting costs and accelerating productivity?
You're going to see every workflow in the enterprise get reimagined. The nature of a developer is going to change from one that understood syntax to now understanding orchestration, and they're going to be orchestrators of the architecture. So that's one that's a very obvious one. The second one is, Navin, you and I don't know if you know this stat, but we will have spent, by the time we're done with our lifetimes, about 6 weeks of our life on hold, waiting for a contact center agent to come on board. And this is a true statistic. And I'm hoping that we will actually solve this problem where there'll be zero hold time and 98% of the calls will be actually solved through an automated AI agent. I also feel like humans will have a very different role where we might actually be far more doing AI oversight rather than doing the actual work, and you'll have someone do the work.
True. And I think like we have to all dream of what the possibility is, because my feeling is, right, like how do we get to superhuman intelligence where we consume AI and we can do things which we just couldn't do before.
You talk to someone like Fei Li, she'll tell you that, Jeetu, it's about a 10-year gap between now and when you'll have a general purpose robot that can do everything for you. But I think what you will see is a lot of special purpose robots and humanoids and robotics and physical AI that'll actually take effect over here. The areas of constraint are basically power, GPU, bandwidth. Those tend to become limiters rather than what you're going to have with the historic. I also feel like bandwidth and GPUs will over time get solved. Power is going to be much harder to solve.
That's so true. What clicked in my mind is, in the early days of the internet, every country ended up building their own telecom services company and their own internet companies, and you guys were behind it. And now that term is being called sovereign AI. So where do you think this is going? And many of our entrepreneurs and people listening to this thing, they always think the market is here, but if you're a picks and shovels provider, aren't the net new things being built outside too?
We were just in Abu Dhabi, and we had a signing of a major partnership with G42 and the UAE government and NVIDIA and OpenAI and ourselves. And that was for making sure that we could provide the infrastructure. The true killer of AI is idle time for GPUs. When does idle time for GPUs happen? When your packets don't get to the GPU fast enough when you're training, and also during inference time. And so networking is an extremely important dimension. And we are now partnered with NVIDIA, where our silicon, our technology is part of the reference architecture for NVIDIA. And so we help with not only the training side, but also the inference side of the house. And then safety and security is a pretty big deal. Security used to be an impediment for productivity in the past. When you applied security, there was an impediment to productivity. Now, security is the accelerant, because people won't use AI if they don't feel safe and secure.
So for the people listening to this stuff, how should they be thinking about partnering with an iconic company like Cisco?
What we will have over time is, opportunities for partnerships for a startup where they can bring their innovations to us and use our data platform and use our management platform. And we will help them with distribution from a go-to-market perspective. We will help them with making sure that, there's a level of technical integration between our products and theirs. We want to make sure that the platform we build, in fact, majority of the value is accreted outside of Cisco for people. And that's when you built a good platform.
I would like to thank you for taking the time. It's always a privilege and honor to be spending time with you.
I mean, it's great to be on your show, and I'm a big follower of your podcast, and I'm honored to be part of it.